And this video is going to be about today is showing some awareness about domestic violence. Hopefully you can listen to me because I'm using another recording stuff. So people are probably wondering why a couple of days I've been like saying why I'm going to court and stuff. Because I have a little situation going on where I'm living, so and nothing is going to be done. It's like this person, this individual grabbed my hair, has hit me with a mop, and has verbally threatened me many times. And being myself as a domestic violence victim, survivor, for my ex-husband, is really hard to say. Like, it's like this is going through another situation, like not similar, but it's someone putting your hands on you, and like this person is having every authority and every power to control you and everything, and it feels like no one is like really doing anything, and I feel that it should be addressed, because like there's always rules, and because the program I'm in clearly states about that it should not be, no one should put your hands on you or threaten you, and that's automatically eviction. And they're like, the cops have been called and no arrest. And some people that are not like strong like me can go into like a great depression and feel like there's no resources or just no help out there, and they want to commit suicide. And I feel like you should not commit suicide, because at the end of the day, there is end of the road, there is something that someone can help you. And hopefully speaking about this and showing awareness that people can speak about this and help others that have mental illness, that are getting abused by individuals that that thinks that they have the power and control because how they're not getting spoke to or anything, that they feel that they have the audacity to just keep on continuing these actions, because knowing that the individual does smoke weed, a little illegal substance, and this program is a harm reduction program that it allows clients to, most likely, you're like setting up yourself, you're setting up your clients, because you're like, so if it gets to the point that the individual grabs a knife and tries to kill someone, and they say in court, oh, my program allowed me to smoke weed, that is like, I feel like that's a great setup to yourself, because as a company they should be looking through other options to help that individual stop using substance as a power of control, to feel control and maintaining their depressed or their bipolar, because that's why there is therapy and mental health professionals that went to school to help you to go through these situations, than going and using substance that will hurt your body and you're under the influence. And I feel like as a company they should be, okay, look, these are the steps, like there should be a rehab in place or something, because if, like how I am a person with mentally ill problems, and if I decide to get addicted to Valium, as an example, they would send me to rehab, because how I am diagnosed with mental problems like bipolar, depression, borderline personality, And I'm like, so you would help me for my helping, but you wouldn't help someone that's doing that is illegal substance. That doesn't make sense to me, because so you're doing double sides. You're picking sides. So you would rather help me than help a person that is addicted to an illegal substance. And like Valium, you could get that from a doctor or anything, but some people can get addicted to Valium and Oxycontin, and painkillers and stuff. So I'm like, so you would rather help me than help the individual go through what they're going through. Like you're literally setting up that client. That's how I feel, because like eventually if that client does put their hands and leave marks, because the police are stating like how there's no marks on my body, that they can't make arrest. So if that gets to their point, it would be the third time that this individual put their hands on me. So they could just go say to court, oh, my program allows me to smoke weed, because they're a harm reduction program. And so you're telling a judge that, and the judge is going to just say, it's an illegal substance. So it should not be done. Like your company should be doing other arrangements to help you get off of it. But at the end of the day, like I feel like people should not have the audacity to control you, and then there's no one to help in that company to state like, well, okay, so they just want to have a mandatory meeting, and the outcome is like they want us to live civil. I'm like, no, it's like, hello, this individual put your hands on me 2 times already, and it's breaking your conduct of rules. And like, so you're telling me, so I'm afraid and I'm scared that I need to go to a shelter. And that, as a person that I want to make my own nonprofit organization, I would, from the first problem that would happen to that, I would like stop the issue. Like, no, you're not putting that person's hands on. You need to go to rehab, or you need to go somewhere else, because I'm not going to tolerate that in my program. And it's some things that it should be addressed, and I feel like people should bring awareness to kind of issues, because sometimes that when you need help and everything, like New York City system is not really so tolerable and helping, and that should be a place where they could help people. And even the program that you're in, like they have their own regulations and stuff, like, but if a court has asked them to come in or something and say, oh, is that true that you're allowing your clients to have weed in the premises? And they can just say, no, we never said that. So that's why at the end of the day, I feel like that is still setting up the client. Because at the end of the day, how they probably doesn't say what kind of substance in their harm reduction, but it should clearly state about more deeply what kind of drugs and everything, because like it's an illegal substance. And this is a first company I've ever heard that they would allow that. And then the individual doing prostitution in the house. And most likely, I don't agree with that. That's your business. You can make your money however you want to make it. But if you're going to live in the same roof with me, I would not appreciate that. Like, I would rather you could do that somewhere else, not in this facility. Because that is unhealthy for other people, like seeing people coming in and out at random times, like 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and nothing is going to be done with. Like, you're literally telling that client like she could do whatever she could do. Like she could run the whole program, like whatever whatever her actions is never any consequences for your actions. So, like the person that is the victim here, needs to find somewhere other arrangements and other places to look into. Like, I feel that is not, shouldn't be right. It shouldn't be right, because as a client and a company, they should not be letting this go on for 3 weeks and then canceling a meeting, rescheduling a meeting, and I feel that's regret. That's my opinion. I feel like that's a regret of a company, of how I was raised with nonprofit organizations, because I've been in group homes and other organizations, that if this happened, that same thing, the same night that that person put your hands on, the client is gone, like literally gone in 2 hours. So, and this is going on for 3 weeks. That's why you'll see me going through Facebook and like saying, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do anymore. And the people that want to help me, they're like in a loop. Like they're in a tight situation that they really can't do really much. Is like, I think like the law should get more, it should change for more rights of other people, because there's a lot of people, because I would consider by the law is a person with mental illness that is probably unstable or something. But if I live by myself, there's no problem. There are literally no problems. Like and it's like, so you're stating that I'm making up everything, that I'm delusional, and probably the weed that she's smoking is probably messing up my head and making me see things. Probably that is probably the case, that I'm going a little cuckoo puff. That's how I feel that the situation is going to, that that they're like, okay, Kimberly's going cuckoo. But probably it's something to deal with her weed. And if they probably test my blood or pee or something, it would probably find weed inside my system, because you could inhale secondhand weed. And how I take a lot of psych meds, that probably is containing in here, delivering other issues that she, and even her, I know that I'm not lying, that she has put her hands on me. And it's like, that's how I feel like the third party feels, that, in my opinion, but they have never said it, but I feel like that's how the third party feels, that Kimberly's a little cuckoo. And Kimberly's not cuckoo, because if I was cuckoo, how would I get an opportunity for YouTube to consider me to be a partner and consider me, helping me to make me go into this blogging mess and consider me for interviews and stuff for down the road and being on their payroll? So I don't understand how would that consider me cuckoo, because I don't need to lie about anything. Like, with me, all my Kimsters and my support team knows that I tell you how it is. Like, I allow you, you could put your hands on me, I'm not going to hit you back. That I'm the type of person, like, you could call me a scaredy cat, but I don't care. But at the end of the day, it should not be, no one has the right to put their hands on you. They shouldn't. They should not, because it's like you are literally giving this person the authority to control you. And if the law and your program won't help you, that I feel this should go into discussion into the public and the people, and see if the people could help me get awareness, and we could try to do something and protest or go to Congress or something to pass some law about what, because I know there's other people like you that are going through the same situation and nothing is going to be done. And I feel like as the people in a community that we should come out and speak to the public and tell people like this needs to be stopped. Like, something needs to be stopped. Is like, you're allowing this person to do whatever she wants to do, and that's not right. Like like, it doesn't matter. It's like, that's why there is rules and regulations for any type of thing, and that's why there's laws and stuff, and freedom of rights and stuff. But doesn't say in the Constitution that you're allowed to put your hands on no one that is considered assault. It doesn't matter, hair pulling, anything, you're technically touching the other person. That is assault. And then tolerating verbal abuse, like how you know that if you are new to my channel, when I was a little child, I would always get picked at, made fun of my whole life, and I never did nothing about it until I went to high school and I standed up for myself and I had a mouth and I had a voice. So this is me putting my foot down and saying something needs to happen. Like, as a people, I feel we need to do something. And I know to all my Kimsters that you would come to my side and protect me and everything, but to me, violence is not the issue. So violence should not get into any way. Like, I am against violence, and there is other ways to aware about this kind of situation. That's why I'm coming to you guys as the people to discuss this and see if this can be brought to someone's attention up in Congress or something, or literally, or the mayor's office, that some of the laws need to be changed in the New York City for these kind of issues, because you're going back and forth. Like, a district attorney is telling you, oh, they messed up your report, you need to go back and file it again so they can issue an arrest. You should not be going back and forth and doing that. That the place that you go, they should be able to literally file and do that for you, than going back to a precinct. Like, that's why I feel like as the public, we should show awareness about this and show that we are not going to be tolerated by anyone disrespect and hatred for anyone of their skin or color or race or sexuality, because everyone has the same rights. As you need to respect people, everyone has equal rights, and you should not be, if you have temper and angry management issues, there is places for you to get the help that you need than using a substance. And as a person that's trying to build their own nonprofit, I would be looking into their interest in the safety of that client and the other client, to like, okay, first of all, let's see what we can do about this other client that is causing and putting their hands, like, that it needs some type of help and mental health help than using substance. And then making sure the victim is feeling safe and not being paranoid and feeling other stuff in their head to make them feel depressed, and then it can feed into suicide, and it can concede to other behaviors that should not gotten to that point because of this individual. So hopefully this video has spoken out, and hopefully you guys can help me in this matter, in this situation, and see, excuse me. Excuse me. So, if you know anything that could help us in this situation, in this movement, don't write your comment below, and I will try to reach out, or if you could reach me out through email, it should be there on business purposes only, and you could send me an email, and we could take it from there, and we could see what this issue can be done, or this situation can be done, and be stopped, and not for the next person to go through the same thing. Because I know there's other individuals that are in my situation right now, and they feel hopeless, and they don't feel like they could go to someone, and like how I'm a person that I have people to help me, and I know if I didn't, that there is people to help, than thinking of suicide and thinking about hurting anyone. So yes, so don't forget to comment anything below, and there will be some links of awareness of, if you guys are going through this situation and you're considering suicide, that there would be a website for you guys to call, the 1-800-SUICIDE hotline, and they can help if you're in that kind of situation. Or you could call 911 and say that you feel suicidal, and 911 could guide you in the right situation. So hopefully this video has helped people, and something can be done by the situation. And this is all what I have to say, and hopefully, thank you for taking your time and watching this video. Bye.